Hello everyone, my name is True. How are you? And welcome to a live stream where we are going to be watching the Xbox Gamescom official live stream together. There's going to be a ton of game announcements and reveals and all kinds of things. We don't really know what's going to be there, so let's just hope there's something good. It starts in like 2 minutes, so we're going to be very raring to go, basically. There won't be any Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga unless by chance, because that's going to be at tomorrow's live stream, which I will be streaming right here. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello Thomas, Jack, Snowman, Ethan, CT, Mitchell, Jack, Seacrest, Ethan. How are you guys doing today? Arnav, how are you guys doing? Alright, so let's switch on over to this view. So we are just 2 minutes away, which is cool. Let me know if the audio and everything's good in terms of volume when it starts playing. It's a pre-recorded. It's not a live stream because it says it's a premiere, so they've literally just uploaded a video, which is interesting. It's not an actual live stream from Xbox. GTA 6, no, it's not happening. By the way, I'm just gonna quickly test something. Bear with me a moment. Oh, didn't mean to do that. 1 second. So let me know if it echoes. So I was just testing something, and I don't know what it is, but Streamlabs doesn't like my mic setup, so I need to get that fixed. I keep trying to fix it, and it just messes up. Don't worry, I was testing something. So it's gonna start in about 30 seconds. 30 seconds to go. I'm trying to figure out why it's not working. Very strange. I don't know. You'll just have to make do with this. But hello, the life of Sam and Chantel. How's it going? It feels weird. Yeah, I know. Can you believe it's been 12 months? If you forget the delay announcement, which came in like April or whatever, because that isn't. I mean, it's news, but it's not like a screenshot or anything. It's the first time in like 12 months I've had anything. So yeah. So looking at the poll, I was surprised. Battlefield actually took a lead to start off with, and then it went down. Halo's in second place. Yeah, I think there's going to be some Battlefield stuff and Halo. I have no idea what's going to be here today. There's not going to be any Lego, I doubt, because if they didn't announce... Oh, there we go. Wait, what's this? What's this? Why is it stuck on 2? This is a... Does this mean 2 minutes? Surely not. I hope not. Yeah, Battlefront 3, it's not happening. Yeah, so this is Gamescom before Gamescom starts, which is interesting. Hello, Battlefront Vader. Well, thank you very much for watching. I don't know if that's Sam or Chantel, but thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. It's just 2. Why is it stuck on 2? This is messed up. This is messed up. 2... It's stuck on 2. Oh, it was a 2-minute mark for some reason. Okay, yeah. Hello, Bulkatude. Pancakes or waffles? I swear you ask this every single stream. Lag? 1 second. Is it lagging? I will close Discord a moment. I'll close Origin. 30 seconds away. Hello, Knappen. Hello, Mitchell. Yeah, I'm so excited, Esper. I am so excited. By the way, remember to use the poll and drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. It helps the stream massively. Also, to talk in the chat, you have to subscribe. So make sure you do subscribe. We're about to hit 100,000 subscribers. There we go. Turn the bell on. That's how you can chat. Hype for Saints Row? I don't really care, to be honest. Alright. switch to 1080p. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet over my voice. Or if it's, yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's see, it should be on for about an hour and a half apparently, which is quite long. I was expecting something like 45 to 60 minutes, so I've got something. What will you do for 100k? I don't know, to be honest. A little bit too loud. Okay. I'll turn it... I'll keep it at, like... There seems to be a bit of a delay, so I'll keep it, like, 16, 18% for me. Alright. Flight sim. There we go. Call me like a... There we go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into
Okay,
this.
Forza Horizon 5, of course, yep.
Mexico is muy, muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our first look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5
Cover car for the game, let's go.
That you see piled up on the sidewalk.
Will Kate win $5? I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie parkour sequel,
Deadlight 2? Deadlight 2? Dying Light 2, I meant. I mean, the F1 game's out, so it wouldn't make sense. It's mostly focused on games that are out. Not out, even.
And this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
I thought Among Us, well, Among Us is coming to Xbox, right? It's already on Game Pass for PC.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch.
Hello, Alicia. You forgot Forza was a thing? You've missed out on Forza 5. Like, all the E3 reveal was absolutely insane. It looks incredible.
Through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two.
Alright, what's coming up?
Let's go.
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this. Probably like
Any of you guys interested in this game? I think yes. When we showed this,
plans, lives.
was it E3, the Xbox E3, they showed some gameplay of this?
But it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador. They tell me they had a vision. They had hope. But soon, one vision broke into many different ones.
Hello, sorry, I just got my food. YouTube's not behaving? Try restarting the app, maybe.
Instead of fighting together,
So, excuse me, I will be eating during the stream. Just like I did at the Xbox E3.
Was it a little bird? Lit a broken leg?
hope died.
Hello, FNAF boss. Hello. Back for Blood releases next month. It's up for preload right now, actually.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
I really hope Halo isn't like the last thing. Maybe it will be.
At least, not yet.
It's fine, Thomas. You don't need to comment. I appreciate you watching whilst you're
I
playing.
need the secrets this city holds.
I've got barbecue chicken and rice.
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people.
It's very hot. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really hot. Not today, Kangaroo Man. It's unlikely because they announced it for. So, what's really weird is that Xbox has the marketing rights to this game. So like they revealed it at the Xbox event, Xbox E3 event, and it's like at the end of last year's trailer, opening night live. Like it was, oh, buy it on Xbox, and Xbox have it on the Series X website. So why it's not at this event, I don't know. Yeah, Dan, since they brought in that change, it's annoyed me so much because, so my phone has a 1440p display, and a bunch of the channels I watch like MKBHD and Linus Tactics and a few others, they record all their videos in 4K,
Well, that was
so
an
I can
exciting
watch
trick, wasn't it,
them
Timo?
in 4K or
Did you notice those
1440p.
bandits, medieval-like armor, passing by
And my
skyscrapers,
phone, because of the new
bands and
YouTube
large
update, it will just default to like
That's what we call
720p,
a
and it's so
modern
annoying.
Dark Ages. And it's a very unique design, one very important
literally
for the plot of Dying Light 2.
So frustrating.
But there's
Also,
another thing
if I'm
that
watching
stood
videos
out
on
to
my
me,
PC,
all those parkour moves that
it's so simple,
you
it
and
just
your
goes straight to
team has
4K.
Put so much effort into. Well, all you need is a few thousand.
I wouldn't buy
donations,
Lepin
cooperation
personally.
with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way. No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important.
Yeah,
to
that
me
YouTube update was.
personally.
I don't know why they've not
Brings
changed it
a
back, because they
whole
had so
new
many people
fighting
complaining
style into the game.
on Twitter,
The
and
player
they just
can
are sticking with
stagger
it,
an
I
enemy
guess.
and use them to perform further attacks. For
I
example,
suppose it's
by
because most people
rebounding
don't
from
care
their
about
bodies,
what video
jumping
quality
on
they're
them
watching
into
videos
other
in.
foes, and
Like,
so on.
people
I think
don't
we
need to watch it in
captured the
HD.
movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it. It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach
It'll be
those tall
interesting if
skyscrapers
there is
and
not
other
a whole lot of
challenging
games
spots
where they have
too.
long
Then it's
segments.
good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support
I have a
players
feeling that
in
might be
both
the case.
parkouring and combat.
Because
Exactly,
E3
and
had a lot of
it's gonna
games,
do great,
but obviously a bunch of them
especially in
won't
fights
be
against
coming
humans,
out
which
this
are
year. So,
more frequent and important than in the
when will Call of Duty be?
It's been over
It's going to be
20
tomorrow
years
with
since
Lego
the
Star Wars
events from
Skywalker
the
Saga,
first game, so people adjusted.
which
They
I will
are
be streaming
much
right here.
bolder now,
Hopefully
at
Battlefield
least
gets a good.
during the day.
It
And they are
has
more
its own
vicious
maybe
too.
today. I don't know.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th. Thanks, David. Thank you.
No Star Wars today, probably not.
For
No.
the first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X and S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike were blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why
I'll turn it
extremely
up.
honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, York Newman, to the stream. York, thank you for being here. The last time we met was at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation
loud
to the
enough?
console
Is it loud enough?
has really worked well. Our usage
So no
numbers
Lego
are through
stuff?
the roof.
No. It's not going to be
We
today.
are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you,
It's tomorrow.
there have never been
Unless
more
they
people playing Flight
surprise us
Simulator
with
than right
something.
now.
I
So
don't know.
it's an awesome time.
That is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really. But
All right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris.
I've already
you and I
pre-ordered
talked
it.
about Top
I've
Gun
already pre-ordered
Maverick
Lego Star
earlier.
Wars.
The fans are super excited. They saw the FA-18. They can't wait to start flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick.
Everyone's been asking about the Top Gun DLC
We
for
are
Flight Sim.
continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this World Update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria. And those cities look just amazing. Amazing. They have like 7 centimeters revolution.
I read somewhere
resolution,
maybe a
and
trailer for a
it's
game getting a new Star Wars
But we
update.
want to celebrate the entire region. So we
What
picked
game's that?
100 of the most scenic places, the most famous landmarks.
I mean,
and we call those POIs. And we
it's
sort
probably
of
going to end up being like a mobile game or
spread them
something,
throughout the simulation. And we also added airports. We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany, and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in Switzerland. And what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights, we have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth. And this is a celebration of DACH, of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I'm so happy to be able to announce
Blood
the
actually
date
comes
here at
out October
Gamescom.
12th. You can preload it now, though.
know,
it's just not out.
That is really incredible, all the different regions and
October
everything
12th.
that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot
Yeah,
of
me
regions
too,
of
Dan,
Earth
to
have
be
a very
honest.
special relationship with flying, with
Yeah.
aviation. Sometimes it's, you know, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world, not so much.
Yeah.
But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World Update 6, we picked a German
If they
plane
don't
from the
gyro, it's going to
1930s.
be a huge missed
It's called
opportunity.
Junkers
Like,
U-52.
this is literally
In
their
Germany, it's lovingly
show.
named
They typically show a lot of
Tante U,
Halo
so Aunt
stuff.
U. And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation. So we really want to
So,
get these planes to
I
an
really hope
extreme
so.
level of detail. We're going out of our way to really go
got an hour and a half,
deep. So
so-
we're doing a full scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can really do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we worked with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers. And he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials. Then we worked with an organization that is preserving
I
one
would
of the
start
last
with Battlefront
surviving
3 is not
examples
coming
of the
out.
Junkers. So they let us scan and
Yeah.
take photographs. And then we were lucky that to find a
You're not
a
getting
pilot that
ignored,
actually
Ivan,
flew
like-
one
like,
of
you
those
didn't say
planes
anything.
while it was still flying in the real world. And he lets us know, like, is the cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the air?
I mean, we are getting a Rogue
so we're
One
having a
and,
blast working with these experts
solo
to really
DLC.
bring these, to
Just
celebrate
not
this plane and bring them
levels.
back to life.
Most likely.
So this is almost
it's
like
only
you're
skins
creating like a
confirmed.
digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft
How much will the
Flight
Skywalker
Simulator.
Saga cost?
Yeah,
It depends
it's
where you
basically
live
that.
and what
It's a
platform
museum
you're
with
on.
flyable
I
planes.
paid like
So we're working with 40
£35
museums
for
around
the
the
PC
world,
version,
and it's
and
honestly one of the
£45
funnest
for
parts
the
of the job.
deluxe
You end up
Xbox
working with
edition,
these curators of planes.
is
These are
like-
their
was on
babies,
offer somewhere.
and they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world, sort of nagging on their remaining planes, and they're so happy when we come in with our scanning equipment.
That
and
is
we're
the main
basically
hope,
capturing
Matthew.
their
I think
planes,
if there's
and they
no
know
release
that we
date,
can digitally
and they
preserve
just
them
delay
in
it to
perpetuity.
2022,
And we're actually
that's
giving
the
those
biggest
scans back to the
disappointment. To be
museum
honest,
so
they don't
can
even
do
need to
something with
show
it.
anything,
and it's
just
a
give
great
us a release date.
collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards
Yeah, I
the
saw
future.
that,
So I
Dan.
have another announcement. We are working with
That's,
a fascinating German company called
that's interesting.
Volocopter.
Yeah.
And they're making a
Very interesting, revelation we
eVTOL
found out.
air taxi for urban traffic. So
Of course
they
not,
have a
Island
vision
Lego.
of the
There
future,
is no Battlefront 3.
how
At
these
least not for another
drone-type
decade, maybe.
machines basically connect people in large cities.
It's not-
We're
I've
working
just realized
directly
it's like-
with the engineering team to make sure that we are capturing
Just
their
realized,
plane
Ian,
and
this
their
is
aircraft
like see-through.
perfectly in the flight simulator, and that's coming out in November.
That's-
I mean, you weren't kidding when
The
you were saying
quirks
that
of a
there's
green
a
screen.
lot going on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else you
have-
want to share?
Barbecue
Yeah,
chicken.
there's one more thing.
Yeah.
We are. I'm so happy to
rice.
announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the Reno Air Racing Association, and every year they put on something called the Steel National
I'm using the video.
Championship Air Race, and we're bringing this
That's
to
a good
Flight
one, that's a
Simulator.
good
So
one.
this is the fastest motorsport. This right down your
Do you
alley.
think
It's
they'll delay the
fastest
Skywalker
motorsport
Saga?
on
Honestly,
Earth.
no idea.
And I actually brought you a little.
I think they're getting ready for pre-orders, so
So
hopefully
race,
not.
speed. We going to the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
Oh, are we getting a new look at the Top Gun stuff? For a flight sim? Maybe not. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. There you go.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone.
I mean,
without going
those
into
are
much
just
detail,
placeholders,
This
don't
Reno
they?
Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have. since we
Typically,
launched
they
our
won't
flight
know.
simulator. It's not just because
also,
we scanned
discs
all
take
the
like a month
famous
to
race
print.
planes of the world. There's lots of them.
So September 17th
This
is
is also the first
pretty-
time when you can basically
I would
race
say
against your
September
friends
17th
and
is far
pilots
too early
across
because
the
months,
planet.
the discs
And
take a month
so
to print.
a competitive multiplayer is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that will definitely test your pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming out? This is coming out this fall,
Yeah,
so
well,
it's right
look,
around
there's
the
no
corner.
point speculating until
Oh, that is
we
fantastic.
find out
And you
more
know I
information
have the
tomorrow.
need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these areas.
I honestly think
Awesome,
it's
man. We
either
got
just
you
going to be
covered.
delayed until, or it's going to be like
Thank you.
November.
If going fast on the ground is more your speed, keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
Oh, Game Pass. Oh, that's cool.
Here I come.
More for
Yep, somehow they did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
now we wait. I just want to see some Halo. I mean, they didn't confirm any Halo or Battlefield, so it's entirely possible there isn't anything, but it'd just be a bit shame. Maybe that'll be tomorrow, I don't know. Maybe Xbox just wanted to do a show where it's like more first party stuff, but less, but no Halo, I don't know.
Well, I am here with creative director of World's Edge, Adam Eisgren. And Adam, I'm so excited to talk Age 4, of course, because you've brought something a little different and very special today.
Yeah, I have. So, so far we've been showing everyone kind of what Age looks like from in the game, when you're playing it. You've gotten to see a lot of footage of that. And we've also shown a little bit of our campaigns, right? Through when we unveiled the 100 Years' War and showed Joan of Arc. But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we've brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each.
Anyone play Age of Empires?
We have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-On Histories. And what they are is a great way to deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
It is, Matt.
Excellent. Well, I got to see. Let's take a look.
All right, here's a new look at
a counterweight trebuchet.
Age of Empires, if you're interested. Hello, Jesse. I'm doing good. How are you? Hello, Boba
was
Fett.
The king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances.
Interesting.
At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features.
Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a great day.
With a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other.
Hello,
to
Cole.
prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of 2 that's attached to an axle, which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight.
It's tomorrow,
and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
I'm hoping for Halo. Come on,
in order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Yeah,
Now,
Lego Soldiers tomorrow. This is just something
projectile
different.
into the sling. Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
Trebuchets were also used
I just don't
to
think
throw
this
burning tar,
Gamescom material, I guess.
beehives, even dead bodies.
Yeah,
Anything to cause
I'd
maximum
like some
distress to the enemy.
BF, but I'm not sure we're going to get any today. Which is a shame.
Did you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.
You know I'm going to say trebuchet. Don't care, because that is awesome and remarkably unique, something you don't see in games very often.
Yeah, so, one of the things when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is, history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject, really, right? But I think the great thing is when you have someone that's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be
because
that
I want to
teacher
see Halo. And
There's a phrase
hopefully Battlefield,
called humanized
potentially.
history that I use to kind of
And a
describe
bunch
what
of
we
other
try to
people
do,
do as well.
which is we try to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we
I
got
did
like
that-
real stuff with
I
like,
did that with
CG
the
kind of
No
overlaid
Battlefront
to
3
show you the
happening, Dan,
history.
and it worked pretty
And so
well, to
for
be honest. I had
these,
text at the bottom of the
we
streams.
really
Everyone was
wanted
like
to do that same
asking me
thing.
like
So
the last
we-
few streams,
ourselves
where's
and Relic
Battlefront 3? And I'm
partnered with
like,
this amazing group
it's
in
not
the
happening.
UK
It's not being made.
called Lion TV, and they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC and won every award you can imagine for media. And they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been
So we're only
delightful to
on,
kind of
like,
go
a
through that
third into the
process and,
stream.
get
So
all these
there's
and
still an
finally
hour
start
to go.
showing them to everyone.
I love it. Now, you also, of course, you've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on history segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what we can expect, looking forward to? Any favorites you got coming up?
Oh, well, favorites. Oh, man. Well, I think my personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery.
Okay.
And I'm going to let your imagination go with what we might show and what we might talk about in that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about them is that they go all over the place. So, we've got ones on warfare and castle building and like how they kept flaming arrows from not going out when she shot them. And but we've also got all of these
Lego
ones
Star Wars
on,
The
like
Skywalker Saga
illuminated
is tomorrow.
history and
Not today.
falconing and like horse taming, armor creation, and there's even one on Mongolian instrumentation, which is really cool because those instruments we actually use them in the soundtrack for the Mongols when you're playing as them in the campaign in the game.
In the game. I mean, I just love the behemoth amount of history that you guys. Age of Empires always known for bringing history alive in a completely different way, and I also love to mention this to people that you and the team do so much research, and it's so great to see this approach being used in a hands-on history kind of segment. But I mean, what was that approach like to sort of sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I was really wanted to do is try to tell these stories in a different way. But
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
tell
by
you,
the way,
like, full
tomorrow
disclosure, it's been
morning,
insanely nerve-wracking 'cause
well,
we're trying something completely different.
depending
that no
where you
one's
are
ever
in the
done
world,
before,
it's 8 a.m.
in a
for
game, right?
us
We're
in the
like,
UK.
we're history, but we're a game. We're
The
teaching you things, but
finale,
you're having fun.
behind-the-scenes episode of The
finding
Mandalorian
that
is
middle
going to be
ground
on
has
Disney
been really
Plus, which is cool.
challenging. And every time we've tried to show, we've shown the campaigns or we've shown
So
these
that'll
hands-on
be,
histories, I've been like, oh god, is it gonna
midnight
work? Like,
Pacific
people gonna
time,
like this? And the great
8
thing is,
a.m.
so
UK
far,
time,
everyone
so.
that's really experienced the entire thing put together,
Yes, they did
have just been
that.
like, wow, this is
Really
great,
excited
and
for
it's
that.
so different and kind of cool
Very
and
excited for
refreshing.
that. Looks cool.
So,
Nice
whew,
and different.
So far, so good, right? But yeah, it's been a journey, to get all this done and put the whole game together.
Well, I love that you mentioned Journey because we are coming
Hello, Dr.
towards
Awesome.
the end
Oh my
of this
gosh.
development journey for
Yes.
Age 4. Talk to me about where people can find and learn more about Age of Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at the bit.
Oh, well, October 28th, we are launching the game. You can go to ageofempires.com to learn more about the title. And if you're really, really excited, right now, you can go onto the Microsoft Store or Steam, pre-order the game right now. And of course, we will be there day one, Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. So anyone that's on that can just grab the game and start playing. But
Yes, I believe you are a part of something very special.
yes, so Gamescom opening night live.
Yes.
11 a.m. Pacific time. There might be something Age of Empires related in there, so if you're a fan, you probably should tune in.
Oh, a bit of a tease from Mr. Ice Green.
Maybe.
And I like it very much. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
Always a pleasure, Kate.
Always a pleasure. Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic, so I cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with
What
our
is the
friends at
text of the
Playground
game?
Games.
Yeah.
What now? Let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight
When
Sim
is the
to a
event
different kind
tomorrow?
of cloud.
Basically, this time tomorrow.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now, it's coming to Xbox consoles. The future with cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play
Well,
with
this
your
is
friends.
awesome. This is
See
amazing
how the vision
news
of cloud gaming
for
will
those of
bring
you that
people
don't have a new
together
console.
without barriers.
This is awesome.
So when I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future where you can pick up something and you could play it anywhere and you could do it quickly.
Cloud Cloud gaming is phenomenal.
This is pretty great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large and you want to keep the ones that you know you love on your hard drive. Xbox Cloud Gaming is about being able to discover the new ones right away. It's super exciting that for our Game Pass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Yeah, but they also said
really
Faisal on and beyond this year
in
and showed Far Cry 6,
sometimes
which is
I just
literally
have
out
20 minutes.
this year, so I don't
It
trust
should
that.
be as easy as finding the game that you look for on your console and just jumping right in.
Yeah, this is awesome.
1080p at 60 frames per second.
What's crazy about this is like the latency. This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Oh, 60 frames? That's actually very smooth.
The process itself to get into cloud gaming feels like you're playing on console, right? You go, you find the game you want.
Yeah,
you
this
press
is going to be
play.
awesome.
So
If you haven't got a new
easy
console,
nowadays.
it's going to
You
be
can pick up any
great.
device and pretty much play any Xbox game on Game Pass.
If my friends have titles that I don't have yet, I can just wait for them to send me an invite. And it makes content just so much more accessible.
Best part is you don't even have to download it.
I really love the flexibility. It's awesome.
Everything that Xbox is doing right
Oh,
now
yeah.
is just getting rid of the limits
Wi-Fi
of
takes
having to
down
be
the
on a
game session
specific
completely,
platform or a
including the game.
specific console. Play on PC and mobile, and now on Gen 8.
Yeah, Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our data centers, to allow the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's so much opportunity when it comes to thinking about how we can make content more readily available and let people play where they want to. Sign me up. I'm ready for cloud
There
gaming
you
right
go.
now. Let's do it. When's the release date? When does it release?
Another awesome feature.
August 9th saw the release of the free optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox Series S and X. With beautiful and rich visuals, thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials alongside performance updates, this is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time. And if you haven't played this, do yourself a favor, grab a pair of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and The Big Con.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2.
We got a
So
Halo
join the
mention,
live Q&A
but not
to get
Halo
your burning
Infinite.
questions answered. You can catch all of those streams on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Speaking of Forza Horizon 5, don't forget our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look
I guess
at their
that's going to be the
monumental
last thing,
motoring
right?
in Mexico
That
later
Forza
on.
thing.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before.
Well,
I've
that's
loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games to
Cult
check
of
out,
the
right?
Holy
Well, right, you are,
Destination.
Paris.
Okay.
Let's talk
That's
Wasteland
weird.
3. Their newest DLC introduces us to a new cult. The Cult of the Holy
I
Detonation.
will make a video, yes. I'll make a video on the news tomorrow. There is no Steam changes. Well, there wasn't any Steam changes made. I mean, there kind of was, but there kind of wasn't. Basically, the store tags slightly. Tags only switch places, hidden to reduce
on a
noise.
righteous path.
So.
The holy detonation's life-giving glow should be shared with everyone. May the light of the holy detonation purify.
Yeah,
Join
Forza is going to
us,
probably be the big
Rangers.
thing for this event. Which I was hoping maybe... I had a feeling there'd be something Forza, but I want something Halo and Battlefield as well, but maybe that's tomorrow. I don't know.
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like a fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's bouquet, we're talking with inXile game director David Rogers. David, thank you for joining us.
I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks.
So in the trailer, we saw that the DLC is coming out on October 5th, but we know, In Exile, Wasteland 3, you guys have been working on this for a very long time. So can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, our dev team has been working nonstop, full tilt, trying to make Wasteland 3 the best version of itself it could be. Over the past year since it's released, we've added features, we've balanced, we've listened to the community, we've fixed bugs, added stability, and I really think that the version that we have now is the absolute best version of the game, and if you've never played it before, now's an awesome time to jump in.
Well, congratulations on everything that you've been doing with Wasteland 3. Now, this DLC is called The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Now, talk about that a little bit. Tell me what's going to go into this DLC. What should we be excited about?
Right, so you've heard of Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Yes.
For those who haven't, Cheyenne Mountain is this
I'm doing good,
top
Blackout.
secret
How are you
military
doing?
complex buried deep in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed to outlast a nuclear winter. And so when you hit level 16, an old friend calls you and says, hey, I need your help securing this secret military base and all the secrets within. And as soon as you get there, you find two warring cults battling over supremacy, trying to take control of the Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment that they worship as a god. And, these cultists are insane, they're mutated, they've gone totally mad, and all they want to do is share the holy radiation with you and your entire ranger team. How generous.
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past.
Strike
but
forever. Why? What?
This is typical Wasteland fashion. We're really going to be able to get in there and mix it up, right?
Right. So you and your ranger team insert yourself right smack dab in the middle of their holy war, which, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
And this is a Wasteland game, so you decide everything. Choice and consequence is our bread and butter. And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes charge.
Do we know
deciding
Halo
the fate
Infinite?
of
We
the
don't.
cults, the Holy
That's
Detonation,
the downside.
Cheyenne Mountain, and
Maybe
ultimately
they'll
all
show
of
something
Colorado.
tomorrow. If
This
there's
is
no
really
Halo,
your
it's going to be
game to
hugely
craft and
disappointing,
mold.
honestly.
That's awesome. So the last expansion was the Battle of Steel Town, right? You had giant robots and things like that. So, what are you going to do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
Right. So we wanted returning players to find something that they could never find in another version or in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland-style dungeon crawl. And in there, you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this pre-war time capsule, and some of the raddest boss battles we have ever been able to build in a Wasteland game.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we took the best parts of Wasteland combat and we breathed new life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles. It's no longer you're huddling in a corner, throwing down turrets, just going on murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done. And so now,
I used to watch Gamescom for so many years, and when I got the chance to go to Gamescom
you're in
for
there,
Battlefront
breaking into
2,
prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting
when
these
it was the
high-tech
Starfighter
cultist
assault mode.
rituals. You are splitting
Literally
your fire
this time,
team and coordinating like you never have had to before.
How many- 4
everyone on
years
your
ago,
team
it
has a
was
job,
insane.
and I really think this
So
is
many
going to take
people.
old
It's like the
players
biggest game
who
event
know
in the
their
world.
Ranger team like the back of their hand, and it's going to make them
400,000
scratch
people
their
go
head and
over the
really
course
have to
of 4
rethink
days.
how they go about combat and making it new, exciting,
I think a
and,
lot of
and
people would like to see that
challenging,
now.
mentally in a way we haven't been able to really do.
Yeah,
before with
Halo's
just
not been
straight up
confirmed. They
murder
didn't
combat.
confirm any game, to be fair,
Now,
Benjamin.
Wasteland has a
There is going to be a
reputation
bunch of
for
Xbox
being a
games
little silly.
tomorrow that
Right.
haven't been
What are
confirmed,
some of the
apparently,
weird
but whether
characters
that's
we can
Halo, we don't
expect
know.
in some of the story
It seemed like
encounters
tomorrow's
we'll
stream was
see
going to be
in
like
the
the
game?
bigger.
Yeah, with
and better stream,
Cult of the
so.
Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose and just let them be creative and fun and silly. Like in Exile's modus operandi is if we're brainstorming and something makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces afterwards. Because we want to make something that entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along with us. And so we got to explore.
Also, I was mainly
really
just
letting
using
you
this
get
stream to
deep
test
into
out,
this
make
weird
sure everything
radiation
works,
cult,
except for the
and let you interact with them and talk
weird
with them.
situation I've got going on with
and
the
tell
microphone,
stories
which
and
I'll try
maybe
and
even
fix
join
at
them.
the end of the stream, I think.
And so, for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet, is this slathering beast. He's got claws and fangs and spikes jutting out.
Yeah, hopefully
He's
we'll see some
drooling,
Halo,
but he's
but
like
I
the
don't think
nicest
so.
guy
Maybe
in
I'll get
Cheyenne Mountain.
tomorrow.
You meet him and he's like, "Hey guys, you should come in here and soak up some of these rads. It'll be great." And he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And another one of my favorites is the Proteus. He's what you get if you took 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile, kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross, and he's hard to understand, and he needs a translator supposedly, but he's like your #1 fan, and getting to build like this totally out there
no, that's
wild
tomorrow,
extreme
Jack.
character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore.
We'll
like,
be
what makes
live at this
cult
time
tick,
tomorrow.
and he's an absolute blast.
Looking at Lego
Hell,
Star Wars:
even
The
some of the
Skywalker Saga.
weapons that you
Can't
find
wait.
in Cheyenne Mountain, they're devolved cultists. Like there's one guy and he kind of devolved into this like vomiting bagpipe creature, and he has this real like kill me vibe about him. But we get to play with these fun body horror themes that let us jackknife between sort of like dark and serious and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland
if I lift it
really
up,
loves to ride.
Cuts
like,
off too much of my
a
body.
lot
so
of really important stuff is at
it's
stake,
just
but you know,
it's quite a high
Wasteland's
camera,
a pretty
so it's
bizarre
just
place.
pointing down.
I can imagine. Now, we talked before, you've been working on
It's not
Wasteland
really
3 for a while.
noticeable, to be
There's
honest. I tried
already
testing,
expansions that are out there.
having it
But
pointed
say I'm
up,
a new
and it
player.
doesn't-
Say
yeah, you
I'm
can't
watching
really
this
tell,
right now, and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version of itself right now because of all the work we've put into it over the past year. And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado collection. That's the base game plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it, and then you can get both expansions with the expansion pass.
That is awesome. Now, to kind of recap this a little bit, we've talked about, you know, spewing pus bags and these weird characters and the cults and the boss battles and all these really cool things that are going to be in Wasteland 3.
All right.
But
Still
please
nothing.
remind everyone before we get out of here, when can
Yes,
you pick
Lego
up
Star Wars:
this
The Skywalker
DLC?
Saga is
Right, this
tomorrow.
work of passion, it comes out on October 5th.
Gotta wait.
We're really stoked.
That is awesome. So this is
Less
the
than 24
Cult
hours. We
of
can
the
wait
Holy
another 24
Detonation.
hours. We've waited 12 months.
Detonation
So
coming October 5th.
we'll be fine.
David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Barish. Appreciate it.
All right. In the 3 years since its launch,
Well,
Sea of Thieves has played host to
there
some
is
incredible crossovers, including unique ship
45
sets
minutes left,
inspired by games like Battletoads, State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild
Sea of Thieves.
crossover heading to Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Better yet, this event begins tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's Borderlands, but in Sea of Thieves. Huh. Well, that's cool for Borderlands fans. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that and send it
Guten
to my
Tag, everyone. Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves. And we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life, and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved, but if you head to Larina at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today.
I mean, this
and it
one's
runs
just a
through
bit
to
different.
September the 7th.
The Pirates
So
of the Caribbean
that's
thing
you've got to
obviously
get
makes
your
a lot of
hands on the
sense,
Mayhem
so.
ship set. And I think that's it from me. So, as always, I will see you on the seas.
Hope. It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley. But now,
What's this?
it's hope that brings us back
it's
together.
Forgot. I
It
keep-
reunites old friends.
State of Decay.
It builds new bonds. and in the face of a growing threat,
No, Far Cry is tomorrow.
is the greatest weapon we
State
have.
of Decay. I don't know why I forgot the name of the game. I literally just play it. We haven't heard anything about State of Decay 3, except for that CGI trailer a year ago. It's kind of interesting how they're still updating this with so much content, despite the third game literally being announced.
Welcome back to Trumbull Valley.
Well, just like zombies themselves, it seems everything old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here, talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk
I'm
about
doing
the
good,
Homecoming
Connor. How are you
update.
doing?
Obviously,
Hello,
we
Fortnite King.
are coming back to Trumbull Valley. We were there for Heartland, the update, back in 2019. Talk to me about the differences, and I'll sit right here and listen, because you're adorable.
So Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience. You know, players couldn't move their communities there. So that's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the 5th core open world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and really start exploring everything that the new map has to offer.
So then, would Homecoming be a sequel then to Heartland?
Yeah, exactly right. So the events in Heartland kind of play out. You see what happens in Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the 3rd part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland, and now we see what has happened since then and what storylines might be coming to a close. So there is a lot for players to discover, a lot of environmental storytelling to find, and you know, things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember. So that's going to be exciting.
Interesting. Well, and anytime you expand something like Trumbull Valley, you just have to have a juggernaut of content, pun intended. Talk to me a little bit about what some of those things are that players can get in on here now in the expanded Trumbull Valley.
Yes, a ton of new content. In fact, we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map. There are items there that you can only find on that map and nowhere else in the game, including 12 new hats and outfits, 10 new very cool weapons. We've got 6 new bases, 2 new achievements for achievement hunters. And on top of that, we are adding the game's 12th bounty pack. So that will be available from the bounty broker across all maps. And I have to say, they are some of the coolest weapons I have ever seen go into the game. I'm so excited for people to find them.
A juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who sees that second ton of the day. That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay community, because it's absolutely an integral part to this entire franchise. And State of Decay being on Xbox Game Pass, how has that impacted the community? How has that impacted the game? Talk to me about those.
It's been fantastic, and you know, we have an amazing community. We love them so much. In fact, one of the reasons we're doing Trumbull Valley as a map is because it was one of the most requested features from the community, which also makes it very exciting for us to be able to say, we did it, you get it. And we have a major milestone that we're celebrating. State of Decay 2 has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime hang your hat on that. I absolutely love that. That
really grateful.
Incredible, amazing news. Congratulations to you and the entire team at Undead Labs, man. Fantastic work. Well, speaking of Xbox Game Pass, let's give me the deets one more time when it comes to the update.
So the update releases September 1st. It's a free update for all State of Decay 2 owners, and it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy Homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder, very much.
My pleasure.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location trades zombies for ancient warrior clans, forgotten temples of long-dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Strayblade.
In Strayblade, you discover the mystical lost valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Strayblade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, Game Director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Strayblade. Strayblade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer
Is this
who
a
is
newly
exploring
announced
the
game?
ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, master the powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
Hello, Benjamin.
That is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first. Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat. To achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishers. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world, bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemies can't stay dead. New foes invade camps that you weakened, and when Boji revives you, only one thing is
Lego
certain.
Star Wars
The
is
change
tomorrow.
you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights. We hope you enjoyed the first look at Strayblade, which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes to Xbox.
Yeah, unique. As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3, now coming to Xbox consoles.
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us. Your father sought his glorious revenge and failed. He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords.
Nothing. How long have we got left?
Small-minded
35
measure
minutes.
success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations. You see, real strategy requires cunning.
Crusader Kings 3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
weird,
no, because
diving into people's brains.
The woman's from
and
like she does
mental
Xbox
universes
stuff,
projected into a
and
psychedelic
Paris
60s
is
wonderland
more
kind of
Xbox,
weird.
but he's done like the
Exactly
Xbox.
that kind of weird. Which means
did
I
he
am
do the
so excited for
Xbox E3
Psychonauts to
stream?
finally get a sequel. It has been so.
Well, he did something after
so
the
long.
Xbox E3
There really
stream,
is
I
something
think.
special about Psychonauts, isn't it?
There really is indeed. Now, think about this. 2005, when Psychonauts originally came out, was a different time for gaming. Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure, but they were all big, beefy shooter games.
Meanwhile, Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity in an era when games were increasingly turning grimy, dark, and combative.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally here. Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
Here we go. I'm excited to try this out this week. I think it's this week it's out? Or next week, maybe? I think it's this week. I'm downloading it on my Xbox right now, actually.
With psychic powers, we dive into your mind.
My name is Raz, and I'm the new intern. And today is my first day on the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to interns.
You did what?
Can't we just...
No.
Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Oh boy.
When men do misfires, turn the world on its side. Oh, man, save us. Mind reader.
It wouldn't be the first time the Psychonauts underestimated Maligula's power.
Leave it to me.
The reviews have been outstanding for this. It's been like 9 out of 10s across the board, so it'll be cool to check it out whenever it's out. It's on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you don't even have to pay for it. It's the best thing about Game Pass. You can just play games you would not have tried before.
Well, it's clear I could not be more excited for Psychonauts 2 because I gotta be honest, me and that original game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know, the meat circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette Teatree Montgomery. I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French Bulldog memes. Am I correct, Tim?
Yeah, that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that all the levels are different, just like every person is different, based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power of astral projection. And when he goes in, he gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons. And so there's a ton of variety, and there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly, Lizette. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game, and the unique style as well. So we were really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels and enemies.
How long's left?
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons, and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts and some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He is our, it energizes our whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast that you can battle and fight with.
Including the new bad mood.
Including the bad mood.
Which is...
It's an electric storm of feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those who haven't played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, wink.
Trying to see if
why
there's
is
been
Raz
any
so good
like
at
leaks
rummaging
about
through
this
brains?
event. See if there's been any Halo.
Raz
It was a
is,
little like
he has
the
some very
husband.
special skills. He has two whole sets of skills. One being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in a circus.
I
He
guess
can balance
Forza's
on
gonna have the
tightropes,
last
jump on
like 10,
trampolines, swing
15
on
minutes,
trapezes,
maybe.
and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects. He can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers, which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect 2 thoughts and actually connect 2 thoughts together to solve puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at the bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again. He's no longer the coolest kid in summer camp. And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the
The reviews of this game have
I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
25th.
There it is.
So
Lizette,
tomorrow.
From Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what?
I am downloading it right now.
Congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you can catch more of Tim Schafer and ask him those burning questions about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, We're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in this supremely satisfying 4K 60 trailer for The Gunk.
I don't like this weather. I'm pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
Oh, this was I think this was at E3. I think it was at E3.
This planet is literally a paradise when the Gunk's gone.
Clean the game, yeah, basically. The Gunk.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but let me just say, it is so cool that State of Decay 2 is expanding Trumbull Valley. Come on! And hey, you know what? Great job on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast, and Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world. But I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you, be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox, so make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Well, I guess we're not getting Halo
it's hands
or,
down the best part of the job,
Battlefield.
for sure.
But we're far from done here.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza
Yeah, I
Horizon
think
5, the highly
Forza's gonna
anticipated
be-
follow-up
well,
to
it's 20
2018's
minutes
breakout
left.
hit open-world driving game Forza
Maybe
Horizon
they're
4
gonna drop
arrives
something
on
else.
November 9th on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
switch.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand by November 9th when the standard
Why we
edition
haven't
of
got
the
to switch
game
over to
launches.
Switch? It's translucent. This has potential. Whoa, okay. That's nice. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I think that's gonna be a big seller. Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with
Yeah,
Forza
you can see
Horizon
through all the
creative director
controller.
Mike Brown and
Reminds me of
Forza
the Halo
Horizon
4
art
controller.
director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hey everyone, hi Charlie.
And the CPU
Hello.
controller, which I have for the Xbox
It's
One.
stunning. Look at that.
That's
we
really
obviously
cool.
just saw a really cool video about it,
I
and
like that.
I'll be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music literally splayed right across the front. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. It just feels like it's a part of the Horizon Festival, like it's just dropped out of the game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans, and it's been quite difficult to decide where to start. So can you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has vast canyons, hidden temples, awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful, all-new graphical features, but what more can you tell us about that?
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the Xbox Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll encounter the smallest of details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible
Biggest
Mercedes
news of the stream.
AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
Cool. Ooh, let's go. Look how good that looks. This game is probably going to be Game of the Year, I think. I think it's going to be Game of the Year. I think almost everyone's going to give it Game of the Year. Yeah, that's a cool cover. Epic. Yeah, I think this is their year to get Game of the Year. Because Horizon 4 got very close.
Now, those are two very different ways to explore Mexico. So what I want to know is why those two cars were chosen and what players can expect when they get behind the wheel.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, that's primed for rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
There we go. Yes. So in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features.
Oh, it's going to be on Twitch, isn't it?
But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay, where we're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And in typical Horizon fashion, we are going to see active volcanoes, cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival. Should we check it out?
I think we should.
Here we go. Do you think there's going to be a preview of what's coming tomorrow? No. They'll keep that separate. Wow, this game is stunning. I think this will be the best looking game this year as well. Look how seamless that was. Wow. Incredible.
Here we take control of the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands.
It literally went from cinematics,
snow-capped Gran Caldera volcano
to gameplay. Insane. I think, yeah, this will be. I mean, I wonder if Psychonauts gets. I think it'll be between Ratchet, Psychonauts, and this, but Ratchet's kind of like dropped off a lot. I don't know. I was looking at the sales, and Ratchet and Clank's really dropped off massively, which is really interesting. A lot of people were saying because of the lack of PS5s being sold, but Miles Morales has sold more in the last few weeks than it, and that's like an old game, like almost a year old now. So Yeah, a bit kind of worrying for a Russian bank, this one. Because there's over 10 million PS5s now, so that's more than what there was a PS4 in terms of the same time frame. Because I hate it when people keep saying Sony's or Microsoft's holding back games, or a publisher's holding back games, because there's no consoles. There's literally more Xbox and PlayStation consoles by like over several million than there was this time with the PS4 and Xbox One. It doesn't make any sense. If this is seamless, wow. How is that real time? How is that real
now
time?
We see the 2020 Corvette
That is
Stingray
just insane.
tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican
That
farmland.
is just insane. Like, you can tell it was real time because some of the LODs were a bit kind of not very good towards the back, but wow. This is just insane. Hello, Jay. My goodness, this game is insane. Yeah. Definitely the best looking game we've got on these consoles so far. 100%. Yeah, you can tell it's real time, but it's just insane how they've managed to achieve this.
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
Yeah, that's not so good. Hello, Simon. So excited for this game. This is a true next-gen game. We've been waiting a while, but this is it. Yeah, look at all the surroundings.
Get ready for the biggest Horizon adventure of your life. Did you hear that? Well, that is the last inbound cargo flight racing neck and neck with an AMG 1.
Oh wow, what's gonna happen? Okay, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Jesus. Straight under the plane. Yeah, wow. Fantastic. Very cool. Well, there you go, that was the stream. I'm just gonna test one thing. Bear with me. I'm just gonna test something. I'm gonna test the audio for tomorrow's stream. Bear with me. Okay, so set this up. I want you guys to tell me if you can hear something in a moment. All right. Okay. So I'm guessing this is an echo. But is this an echo? Or is it muted? I'm trying to work it out. Trying to work it out. I'm trying to change all these settings and it just... I don't know what's up with this. Let me see. Let me see if we can change anything. Alright, clip guards on. Okay. Alright. The first one was like the second one. Wait. Okay. Okay. So you could hear me? Can you hear me? And there's no echo? Because I need to set this up for tomorrow. For the LEGO Star Wars event, which is tomorrow. It's actually happening tomorrow, yes. No echo, but you can hear me properly. Is that all good? Because if so, it's magically fixed itself midstream, because it wasn't. It was muted for some reason. At the start of the stream. I don't know what's going on. It's so weird. I keep trying the combinations, and every time I change them, the intended effect doesn't work. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. All right, so we should be set for tomorrow then. I will be live. The event's at 7 p.m. UK time, so that'll be like midday for most of you, I think. I'll be live probably about 15 minutes before, I think, because there is going to be a pre-show for half an hour, but there's no point sitting through it. So maybe I'll stream like 15 minutes before. So I'm excited. It's been 12 months, but we are finally ready to see some more LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, which is exciting, very exciting. All right, so the stream's up. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I shall see you tomorrow. We will be here with LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga for real. No wishing, no guessing. It's actually happening, confirmed. So, all right. Even if it's delayed, just give us something. Just tell us something. I don't want it to be delayed. I hope it isn't. I have a feeling it kind of is, but also I have a feeling it's not. So, we'll see. Alright guys, I will catch you tomorrow. It's going to be a good one tomorrow. I would have to wait 2 hours to watch the thing. Was that the end? Yes, that was the end of the event. Alright, thanks so much guys. I appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, let's see what Star Wars stuff we get tomorrow.